Hey, today we are going to be making a super easy vegan corn chowder recipe with some gnocchi dumplings. It's going to be creamy, comforting, and cozy, so let's get started. We're going to start by chopping up half of an onion into a small dice. Once you get all the skin off of the onion, which by the way, quick trick, you can run it under some water to help it peel off if it's really dry. So you're gonna chop the onion in half, save one half for later, and then just dice it up. This is my method. I know maybe it's not the proper chef method, but I like to just cut it into slices like that, and then I turn it. And then voila, we got our little dice. Now you want to warm up your stock pot on medium heat and add about 1/4 cup of water. And we're going to use the water to saute our diced onions, so we can go ahead and add that next. And we're just going to start to soften these onions while we chop up the rest of our vegetable base. Next, we need to dice up some carrots. I only had baby carrots on hand, so I'm using some of these. If you have whole carrots, you could use a couple of medium-sized ones or one large carrot. And these don't have to be perfectly diced in any particular shape because we are going to be blending our soup base at a later step of the recipe. Next, go ahead and add your carrots to the onions. We want to go basically in order of which vegetables take the longest to soften up. Next up, we're going to add some diced celery to our mixture. Just chop off the very tops and the very bottoms, and you can use the rest of it. Again, these don't need to be a perfect dice. I've got 4 really small celery ribs here, but if you have larger celery ribs, you could use 2 of those. And these are gonna go, you guessed it, into our soup pot. Now onions, carrots, and celery, those are the magical trio of aromatic veggies that are gonna infuse our soup with so much good flavor. Now you want to dice up 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. Whoops. The show must go on. So the reason you want to smash that like button and smash the garlic cloves is to make the skin easier to peel off. See, it just comes right off like that. Okay. You could also totally use a garlic press if you've got one. Okay, cut away the little bottoms of the garlic, the woody parts, and then any imperfections, you can just kind of clean them off like that. All right, and again, this doesn't need to be a perfect dice because we will be blending our soup base. And let's add this into our stock pot. All right, so now that we have all of our aromatic veggies in here for our flavor base, we want to just give those maybe 5 to 7 minutes to cook up and start to get a little bit of color on the bottom of the onions. If your water all evaporates and it starts to stick a little bit, just add a splash or 2 of water. You don't need too much. And then definitely scrape the pan to get all those bits. So we'll be back in a few. Now, obviously, this would not be a corn chowder without our star ingredient, corn. I just buy packs of these at Costco, but wherever you get your canned corn. And this is my trusty Hamilton Beach can opener. It's really nice. You just lock it here into place, press it down. All right, now check this out. opens it perfectly. There's no sharp edges, and it makes it like a little lid, just comes right off. All right, so now we need to drain and rinse this corn into my trusty colander and repeat with all the other cans of corn. Okay, it's been a few minutes. We've been letting our veggies saute. You can see around the edges of the pan, there is a little bit of brown color. Some of the bits are sticking a little bit, but that's where all the flavor is. So we're just gonna pour in a little splash of water just to deglaze the pan. Make sure to really scrape up those brown bits that are on the sides and on the bottom. All right. And now I'm gonna go ahead and add half a bag of frozen cauliflower to this. This is gonna add a little bit more body to the soup and make it a little bit creamier as well. This is just the mixed frozen cauliflower from Costco. You could add a whole bag if you like. I'm just gonna use up what I had in my freezer. Now we're gonna add about half of our corn into the stock pot, and you're gonna save the other half for a later step. That's because half of this corn is gonna be blended with our soup base, but we wanna save some of it to keep some corny texture in the soup at the end. Now we're gonna add 1 can of full-fat coconut milk to add some nice richness and creaminess to our soup. In it goes. Okay. And we also want to add enough water to just cover all the vegetables. We don't want it to be super brothy unless you prefer that texture for your soup. But this looks about right. I used 2 cups of water. And I'm also gonna add a couple teaspoons of vegetable-based Better Than Bouillon. This is a fantastic product if you want to add lots of savory flavor to your soups and other dishes. If you don't have this, you could also just use vegetable broth instead of the water for that step. So we got 1 and 2. But personally, I like the Better Than Bouillon because it's more economical than buying cartons of vegetable broth at the store. So we're gonna go ahead and give that a good stir. Make sure you dissolve that Better Than Bouillon in there. And then we'll season it and bring it to a boil. All right, I turned up the heat just a little bit to get this soup boiling a little bit faster. In the meantime, we're gonna start adding our seasonings. I'm gonna start with some nutritional yeast. This is a must-have vegan pantry staple in my opinion, but it's gonna add a nice umami, slightly cheesy flavor to our soup. Add a few tablespoons of that. Let's just do the whole thing, why not? All right, and then for corn chowder, I like to have a little bit of smoky flavor, so I'm gonna go in with a bit of smoked paprika. Okay. We're gonna use a little bit of celery salt as well. Not too much because we do have that Better Than Bouillon in there already. You can also just use regular salt. We're also gonna add a little bit of dry thyme. Okay. Some dried rosemary as well. And one of my favorite herbs, some sage. This really takes the comforting flavors to a whole nother level. Reminds me of Thanksgiving a little bit. And of course, some black pepper as well. Okay, let's go ahead and give that a stir. All right, now that our soup has come to a boil, I'm gonna go ahead and reduce that down to a low medium heat. And we're just gonna let this simmer for 2 to 3 minutes to let the flavors incorporate with each other. Then we're gonna transfer this over to our blender to make a nice creamy base. Now that our soup has been simmering for a few minutes and it smells really delicious, you can really smell that corn and the seasonings coming through. We're gonna very, very carefully ladle this into the blender. If you have an immersion blender, you could definitely just do this in the stock pot itself. But we're gonna get all these veggies in here with as much of the liquid as we can and puree to make it nice and creamy and smooth. So we've successfully and safely transferred all of our soup into the blender. Now you wanna make sure that you take the middle portion of the lid off of your blender, and when you set it on top, you're going to get a towel of some sort and just loosely cover the top. And why you want to do this, you want to give the steam a place to escape, because otherwise if you just do this, it's just gonna explode everywhere, and that's not what we want. So here we go, cover it loosely, and you can decide what texture you want. I'm gonna go for kind of between a silky smooth and maybe like a tiny bit of texture, but it's up to you how smooth you want your soup, okay? All right, now that you've blended it to your desired texture, very, very carefully, hold on, very carefully transfer this back into your soup pot, like so. Now you could definitely just eat this as is, but as promised, I'm gonna make this into a corn chowder with little gnocchi dumplings. Ooh. All right, so we're turning that back up on medium. I'm gonna add 1 extra cup of water just to cook the gnocchi, which I'll show you here in a sec. There's 1 cup. We wanna return that to a boil. Okay. And once that starts boiling, I will add the gnocchi, but let me just show you what these are, okay? I found these at Sprouts. I'm sure they have them at most stores in the pasta aisle. They're kind of like pasta, but they're made of potato starch. So they're kind of like little potato-y pillows, and they're shaped in a way that they can, you know, hold sauce, but they're actually really good in soups, and they kind of taste like dumplings. So I thought they'd be good for the soup today. Our soup is boiling once again, so we are ready to pop these gnocchi in there. Again, it's kind of like cooking pasta, but the nice thing with gnocchi, these cook, oh my God. These cook a lot faster than pasta. Be careful, be safe. So you could just do 1 packet, but I had a half packet left over from, oh gosh, I'm scared now, from a previous recipe. So I'm gonna actually just transfer these in here. Shoot. Gnocchi down. Okay, and then you kind of want to break them up a little bit as you're doing this so they don't stick together in the soup. And I think what I'll do, oh goodness gracious. Okay, I'm gonna pour these like, oh gosh. Let's try the ladle better. Sorry folks, there's not really any graceful way to do this. Oh, there we go, ladle, that's the trick. Oh gosh. Okay, we're gonna throw them into the ladle and then lower them into the soup. There, that's the way to do it safely. Okay, so give that a little stir, make sure the gnocchi aren't sticking together. And we just need this to boil for maybe 5 minutes. You'll know that the gnocchi are cooked because they're gonna float up to the top. So we'll check on them in a few. Make sure you stir the soup every now and then and scrape the bottom so that the gnocchi don't stick to the pot. And since we're approaching the last couple minutes of cooking time, I'm gonna go ahead and just add in the rest of our corn right now. And this will add some nice texture. Oh gosh, now I'm like traumatized from putting things into boiling soup. Let's use our ladle trick again. See, I can learn. Let's just ladle that corn right in. Oh, see, that's the way to do it. Nice and slow. Corn chowder.
Chowder.
How much does a pirate pay for corn?
How much?
A buccaneer. All right, our soup is cooked and the gnocchis are cooked all the way through. I tested one out and it was the perfect texture. So now, just to brighten up the flavors a little bit, after you take your soup off the heat, we're just gonna add maybe a couple little capfuls or teaspoonfuls of lemon juice. You could also use apple cider vinegar instead. But what this is gonna do, it's just gonna perk up the flavors of the soup a bit and just give it a nice dimension. So we'll stir that right in. And then we are ready to serve up our soup. Again, the phrase of the day is be careful with hot soup. This ladle is really handy though. Make sure you get in towards the bottom too to get some of those little gnocchi dumplings as well. Ooh, okay, that looks good. All right, I'm just gonna chop up a little bit of fresh basil just for garnish. You could use any fresh herbs of choice. Ooh la la, this soup smells so delicious. You wanna zoom in on it real quick? All right, I gotta take a bite of this now. With a little piece of the gnocchi dumpling also. Wow, there's so much flavor in this soup. Oh my God. The sweetness of the corn really comes through and the juiciness of it. That little extra hint of lemon at the end really just brightens everything up. I'm gonna go and take this to finish up at the dining table. Please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future recipes. And comment below what kind of recipes would you want to see me veganize for a future video. Hasta luego!